How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Down to Earth with me, Kristian Harloff. Thank you very much for joining us here today. We are here from Monday through Friday trying to get the latest in the world of UAP news to you guys. We want to get the word out there more. We want more people talking about it, so that's why we're here. I want to thank Pavel for Thursday and Friday covering for me while I was gone. I was helping set up the new studio here, man. So we have moved, got a new studio, and we're going to be doing the same old thing, man, getting the news out. And one, as I've told you many times over on this channel, the goal is for us to be a voice for you guys to say, okay, what's happening? What is going on with the latest there? And how come the major news outlets aren't covering it? Well, it doesn't seem like we're the only ones saying that, because we are having a presidential debate coming up here really soon, and the New Paradigm Institute has put together a program or an ad that basically is telling the networks and telling CNN, who's going to be hosting it, hey, ask UAP questions. Find out why. I mean, recently, you just had Logan Paul had Trump on and was talking to him about it. Trump had some interesting things to say about the stuff that he knew, and that there was stuff more than meets the eye. And what does Biden know? What do they both know? What will they do? Whoever it is that winds up being the president in 2025, are they going to explore this at all? So here's the ad itself, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. Here's the ad.
We want to see UFO and UAP disclosure and transparency brought up in the debates. It's time. Let's get it.
CNN, I'm urging you to include UAP disclosure as a topic in the upcoming presidential debates.
I am reaching out to express my interest in CNN, including in the upcoming presidential debate, the topic of UFOs and UAPs.
Hello, CNN. My name is Paul. I'd like them to bring up the UAP discussion. Thank you.
I do think that disclosure should be a topic for this year's presidential debates.
CNN moderators and presidential candidates, we're calling on you to cover this UFO phenomena in the presidential debates.
Americans deserve to hear CNN ask our presidential candidates in a serious fashion whether they will declassify high-level intelligence assessments regarding the possible nature and origin of unidentified anomalous phenomena.
Hi CNN, US citizen here. I would like to request that you actually include the UAP disclosure as a topic in the presidential debate this year.
I am urging CNN to include in the upcoming June 27th presidential debate a question about extraterrestrial life and the UFO phenomena.
Please include the topic of UAP disclosure in the upcoming presidential debate.
I urge CNN to include UAP disclosure as a question in the upcoming presidential debates.
CNN, I urge you to make UAP disclosure a topic in the upcoming presidential debate taking place on June 27th, 2024.
Please include UAP disclosure in the upcoming presidential debates. It is the single most important topic of our generation.
Hi CNN, would you please include UAP disclosure into the questions for the presidential debate?
I would like to urge Dana Bash and Jake Tapper from CNN to ask the presidential candidates about UAP disclosure and transparency.
Implications are too profound to ignore. Our taxpayer dollars are funding these black budget programs that involve extraterrestrial life and extraterrestrial technology.
This is an issue that's critical for public knowledge, government accountability and transparency, and national security. It is paramount that the candidates address this topic directly.
This is a very serious topic that has profound implications on humanity.
The U.S. government has finally acknowledged these objects are real, and it's time for them to level with us about what they think they might represent.
The intentions of the current and the next president regarding ending this truth embargo must be part of the upcoming presidential debates. Thank you.
All right. So as you see there, well, Steve Bassett, Danny Sheehan, amongst others, showing up in that ad, and there's a lot of other people in general just adding it to plead to CNN that it is time for them to ask a question about it to see what the answer would be. Now, I know that this seems to be my answer to a lot of these things recently, And as much as I think that this is a very important ad to put out there, and I think that it is one of those things that should be asked, and and there was one person in there that I said it right, and that was ask the question seriously. Don't do it with a snicker. Don't do it with what do you think about alien life, and what do you think about UAPs and UFOs? Ask about it seriously and have the answer be serious, and without the cackles in the audience in general, in the way that they did that for when Chris Christie laughed it off and was destroyed on Twitter after he did so. Ask it seriously, and as that one woman said, where this is it has more so been admitted by the government and admitted that there are things out there and admitted that there's more stuff to this, like about the taxpayers' dollar to these programs. Like, that's the stuff that you want to ask about, more so than just like, do you believe that there's ET walking among us? Don't do that. Ask the questions about the disclosure that they're asking here, is about what will happen about getting to the bottom of the idea that there's these private companies that are funding some types of technology and seeing what it is. And are we, I get the understanding, we all understand about the security and national security. We understand all of that, but the question is, there's more to it. And if there's that many people that are actually trying to get information, will they actually take it serious? Or the other thing that I've said so many times over, with the fact that we have networks not covering this thing at all, what's different about this? Where it's like, oh yeah, just a bunch of kooks that want to know about, aliens and UFOs. We're not asking about this. Tapper and Dana Bash can't be bothered by this. This is silly. Ask the question. See what they would say, especially after you already had Trump talking about it with Logan Paul. And we know that Schumer, who's very close with Biden, is running the idea to try to get this whole act passed, and him and Rounds of this whole thing. So clearly Biden knows about it too and has been talked to about it. So let's get the question. One question. Let's hear about it for sure, because it is, as they said in this, the most important thing. If it turns out that there is more idea of whatever the technology could be, can it help with energy? Can it help with the other reports that have been coming out recently over the last week? I've been keeping up on it. I just haven't been able to report on it because I've been moving, but there's some just wild claims altogether, that wild claims will keep happening and speculation will keep happening. You got to get the leaders that are in charge to start asking the questions, or at least are they aware of it? And if they take it seriously, both of these guys, when asked the question, that is the ultimate coverage of what we've been talking about on this show for forever. If you have a full-on answer and it's not brushed over, and they do actually have some, like, a real answer to it. But I also feel that if the same people who don't want this thing covered on the major networks are not going to let it be asked during the debate, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think? I do think it was a great attempt by the New Paradigm Institute. I think it was a great attempt. And all you can do, and that's what we're doing here. That's what you're doing by watching this video. That's what you're doing by talking about it. And should that ad have been made? Yeah, of course. Is it like, why bother? No, of course you should have bothered. Because what if I'm wrong? What if they do ask? And what if it's a big topic that it turns out to be, and people start actually asking more about it because of this thing that is covered, and they actually have the balls to actually cover it? Then it turned out that it turned out to be very important that they did this. You can only try. So anyway, I ask you guys, what do you think? Do you think this is going to make a difference? Do you think that they'll ask a question? Or do you think that, unfortunately, I'm going to be right here and they're just going to say, no, great little Twitter ad, but no thank you. And we're going to ask the same types of things that are pretty predictable that we know we're going to ask anyway. Put your comments in there. Tell me what you think. And as always, please subscribe to the channel. We're aiming towards 50,000 subscribers to get more word out there, to get more people talking about this thing. And we hope that you guys will hit that button and be part of it. So thank you. And another reminder that my weekly podcast that I do, it's called UAP Tuesdays. I for the last year, I had it on my main channel. It is moving to this channel, and it will be on the channel tomorrow. We are contemplating going live tomorrow just for this episode. So maybe you can join us. I don't know yet if we're going to do that. If not, it'll definitely be on in the morning. And then we will also have a news piece on later on in the day. So I wanted to thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And we will see you next time. Thank you. Hey guys, before you take off, let me tell you real quick about HelloFresh. I love HelloFresh. Do me a favor, ditch the meal planning woes and dive into HelloFresh's biggest menu yet. They have over 50 recipes and even more market items to choose from every single week. Discover limited time seasonal recipes from HelloFresh's Taste of Summer series like Old Bay shrimp and sausage or grilled steak lettuce wraps. They have so much more. I love HelloFresh. I've been using them for a while. And the stuff that they send, it really is just, I like seafood and fish, shrimp. I make fajitas. I do my own thing. You can follow their menus or their recipes rather, the stuff that they have. You can make your own thing. You do little variations. And it's exactly why I love them. Head on over to HelloFresh.com/DTE apps and you get free appetizers for life. One appetizer item per box while subscription is active. That's great. Free appetizers for life at HelloFresh.com/DTE apps. You'll thank me for it. Super fresh, super tasty, very easy, very convenient. It's HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit, baby.